Hello and welcome to the TES Secondary Maths Resource of the Week number 25 with me, Craig Barton. Now imagine your students walked into your classroom and they saw there sitting on the desk a strange padlocked box. Now my students would certainly be hooked and possibly think I've lost my mind a little bit, but they'd certainly be intrigued as to what on earth was going on. And then imagine you presented them with a series of challenges that would reveal the code to unlock this padlock box and figure out what was inside it. I mean, it's got all the ingredients for just an interesting, engaging lesson. And what's better than that is that it's mathematically sound as well, and it's fully adaptable and can be used for any age or ability. And it has been created by the wonderful, now I always get these names wrong, I've no idea how I'm supposed to be saying this, I'm going to go for Stroevy. And if you haven't checked out some of his other resources on TES, they're absolutely phenomenal stuff. I strongly recommend them. So let's have a look at this particular resource. There are 5 Word documents to go with it that cover a variety of different maths topics. I've just downloaded 2 of them just to show you. Let's have a look at this one on rates and ratio. There are full teacher instructions at the bottom of this, by the way. And as the author himself suggests, get the students working in groups. Pairs works absolutely fine, or maybe even groups of 3 and 4. And give them these first 2 sheets where they've got to solve some traditional ratio questions. And each time they solve one, it generates an answer here that goes next to that letter. So by the time they've done it, they should have 4 answers. But they've still not cracked it then, because then those 4 answers need to be subbed into this algebraic formula, which will generate a 3-digit number. And it's that 3-digit number that is then used to see if you can open to see if you can open the padlock and reveal what's inside the box. And as I say, there's your full teacher instructions to go along with it. So with this particular ratio one, you not only are you obviously covering ratio, and there's some quite tricky questions on here as you go through the letters, but then you're practicing a bit of algebraic substitution into formulas. And what's really nice with all of these things is students have an incentive to try and get through the questions and solve it, more so than they would do if this was just on a worksheet or in a textbook. And it lends itself particularly well to differentiated group work, because the earlier questions tend to be the easier ones, and then we get on to some really challenging ones by the time we get to the end. So that's the one on rates and ratio. And if I just show you this other one as well on probability, just to show you that this really can be used for any topic, any age or any ability level. Some really nice questions on probability there. And it works the same way, generate 8 answers, and those answers then need to be substituted into that code to generate the answer. And each time the author has kindly provided the answer to each of the questions. Now, let's have a think how we could actually use this practically in a classroom. In an ideal world, then it would work brilliantly with this padlocked box, but as some of the comments have suggested here, there are alternatives if you don't have a padlock. This is brilliant here. I absolutely love this one from Seen It All Before, and that's hanging numbered balloons on a notice board which have prizes inside, or perhaps slips of paper inside saying whether you've got it right or not. That's a really nice idea. I'm a bit boring sometimes, and I love Excel, and I'm even thinking of something that you could set up on Excel where you type in, the students type in the code, and it goes green if it's right or red if it's wrong, because it's anything along the lines of that where it just gets them to test something out and see whether it's right or wrong is going to provide that level of engagement and that hook for the students. So, as I always try and do with these resources of the week, I try and pick out things that are versatile and can be used with any age or any ability. And I really think this could be used from kind of special needs year 7 right up to further maths year 13 students. It's such a wonderful idea. If you feel inspired to create some lock problems of your own, or better still, of course, why not get your students to create some for homework? Because think of the skills involved there. They've got to come up with 8 questions with 8 answers. Then they've got to come up with a code that generates a 3-digit number using those 8 answers. And how good would that be then to use with other students as a means of revision or just an enrichment activity? So if you come up with any of these, or better still, if your students come up with any of these, please hop on to TES and just comment in the comment section below just to say that you've created them or how it went down in the lesson. And it'll just be brilliant to get people sharing more of these, because I think these are absolutely, it's such a wonderful idea. So thanks so much for uploading that, and I'll be back with a fresh resource of the week next week. Take care and bye for now.